Right, a short time ago we completed the search at the Castalloy site for the Beaumont children. We've been assisted throughout the day by Dr Moffa and people from Flinders University and various forensic experts. I can confirm that we've searched the areas of interest identified by Dr Moffa and reached the bottom of those areas and then gone well below so we can be 100% certain. I can confirm that we have found bones of various animals, possibly cow, horses and sheep, but there is nothing human that's been located on the site. We are confident that there has been a hole or holes dug here historically, and those holes have been used for at least a period of time as some sort of tip for possibly household refuse and discarded bones. At some point the hole has been filled in, but there's nothing at all that's been located today that is in any way connected with the disappearance of the Beaumont children. Sadly, this means for the Beaumont family we still have no answers. We still have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of Crime Stopper actions. We continue to investigate the disappearance, and we will always do anything humanly possible to locate the Beaumont children and take them home to their family. As well, it's worthy of reflecting on the impact that this has had on the wider Phipps family. No doubt they've had an extremely difficult time with the allegations that have been made. The allegations against Mr Phipps are serious and they warrant investigation, and the search of this site warranted investigation. Today, as I say, we haven't found anything associated with the disappearance of the Beaumont children. We do have some inquiries left to do in relation to allegations made against Mr Phipps, but I won't comment on that investigation at all. We wouldn't do it in other cases, and I won't do it in this case. But we intend to complete those inquiries as soon as we can. I can confirm from speaking with Dr Moffa that this is the only site that we've searched today that warrants exploration in this area, and for that aspect of it we're satisfied that that brings it to a conclusion for the search here. As I say, we do have some pending inquiries to complete in relation to the allegations that were made at Mr Phipps, but it's not my intention to discuss those inquiries at all. I thank anybody who has contributed in a positive way to this investigation, to this search, to the university, the forensic expert, members of the public, anybody at all that's contributed to the investigation of the Beaumonts. We appreciate it. We'll continue to work and do everything we can to find the Beaumont children and all other missing people.
How disappointing is it, Des? How disappointing is it for you and for everybody, South Australians?
I don't think there's anybody in the country that doesn't want to find the Beaumont children. I issued a warning at the start of this that we needed to temper expectations, and that was for a reason. It's disappointing, it's not surprising, but we'll continue to work to find the Beaumont children.
Is Harry Phipps still a person of interest?
Because we still have some inquiries to do, we still need to do that, but at this point in time of the investigation, with the inquiries that have been done over the last several years, we don't have any proof that he's involved. However, there are still some things that need to be done, an investigation that needs to be completed.
So you said in this area, do you think there might be other areas of the old sand pit that you might look at or could possibly down the track?
It's too early to speculate on that. I'm satisfied with the advice we've been given by Dr Moffa. He is an expert, but not just with this, but with any case, if we get information, we will always consider it and we'll work out an appropriate response into what we're told.
Do you have any plans to dig anywhere else at this stage?
No.
So what do you think that 2 metre hole that was identified, the anomaly, what was that used for?
There appears to have been a 2 by 1 metre hole and then a large, approximately 2 by 2 metre hole at the end of it to form a loose hammerhead shape. There are bones in there. The only thing one can assume is it was dug and used as a pit at some point for some bones. As I say, there's multiple animal bones there, but it's really difficult to know why in that location.
Can you say anything conclusive about those bones in particular?
Definitely not human.
I know you've got an officer with Mr Beaumont at the moment. What would your message to him be, or how do you think he's feeling at the moment?
I'm not going to make out that I can speak for Mr Beaumont. I think everybody in the community can use their imagination and they'll know the impact this would have had on the Beaumont family. And I'm not going to speak for the Beaumont family, but we've got our victim contact officers in close contact with the family, not just today, but always.
So where to next for the Beaumont investigation?
We've had a large amount of Crime Stopper calls come in over the last week or so. I haven't checked today, but I would anticipate there would be somewhere between 50 and 60. I can say that very few of those related to Mr. Beaumont. Some are psychics. We need to assess those in the coming days, consider their worth, prioritise them, and there will be some that are issued for investigation and there will be some that don't warrant investigation.
Given the infamy of the case, I mean, you must get a flood of these calls. How hard does that make it to filter out what's useful and not?
With the current investigation, it's generally very easy to receive information, investigate it and put it to bed within a very short time frame because everything is current. But when you're looking at things that are over 50 years ago, the simplest of inquiries become very difficult, time consuming, and sometimes it means you can't resolve one way or another what the truth of something is.
How many people of interest are there remaining in the Beaumont's case? We haven't had a case with so many people nominated as a person of interest for any other case. Some of those people are considered and discounted. We've probably narrowed down. There's probably a dozen or so people who we've had a more serious look at over time, and some of those people are our most notorious and vile criminals.
So after today's search, are you sort of back to square one with the Beaumont case?
Look, there's nothing imminent that's going to solve it tomorrow, but it's, as I say, it's something that we don't give up on. People can see the effort we've put into this, but I can say that while we're putting in the effort to this, there's been other people nominated and other investigation done in respect to the Beaumonts, not related to Harry Phipps over the last year, and that will be the way it goes into the future.
Final question, please, ladies and gentlemen.
We get about 10 calls a month on the Beaumont case some 50 years later.
So just to confirm, at this present time, are there any persons of interest?
There's always persons of interest in relation to the disappearance of the Beaumonts. They come and go, and I suspect there always will be.
Thank you.